This is your WW3 news of Monday morning. We're back to work. 24 hours until D-Day. Trump threatened if the Iranians do not pull out of the Straits of Hormuz, as it's called, he will attack the infrastructure of Iran, I should say. And he says he can do it in 30 minutes. Now, what type of weapon is available you can do a thing like that? Cyber attacks, you can rule it out because it's all not wired in. The main infrastructures are all remote. Our type of weapons, no. You're left with the option of an EPM, a nuclear device detonated at such a high altitude, and its ion effects will have effects in that area, Iran, destroying anything which is electrical or electronic, basically in the ranges of a certain space. The problem is this power surge. Seeing the power lines are connected to other Middle Eastern countries, that could cause a short circuit or blackout in those countries. And I don't think the Iranians are intimidated by Trump, the bully of the world, it has been defined as. And so we'll retaliate by blowing up every single bloody thing which it regards: production of oil, extraction, Western assets in that area. And so far we've seen this type of capability of Iran. Until now, a constant wave upon wave of missiles, which probably took the West off their guard a little bit. If this happens, lights will go out. And this means not just in that region, it will have a very negative effect on the global economy. Could lead to recession, collapse of society, and so on. And everyone thinking about we can resolve with energy, with green windmills and solar panels. No, probably if you have an individual structure, but on mass scale it's not possible. The possibility of a nuclear, now they're waking up Europe, kick-starting the nuclear power stations, and so on. And obviously this conflict will just spread, involving other nations, because you don't think the Chinese and the Russians are sitting by just observing, and they're just waiting for the right moment to attack. And obviously, Russians may, next month or two, may put pedal to the metal on in Ukraine, or the Russians pounce upon Taiwan, which where, even if China manufactures its own microchips, there is the machine which produces those new generation ones, the AI chips, what are they called? So whether it's a game of chicken or bluff here, but you know, the Iranians are not falling for it like the Russians doing in Ukraine, because it's a NATO war in that neck of the woods. And this is another NATO war teamed up with Israel and, you know, America. And obviously the Iranians said, we'll hit back. We're going to hit that nuclear power plant in Israel, the Deborah. And also they've demonstrated, I didn't want to hit it the first time directly, you know, a little scratch just to put the panic in the population. This is all strategy of creating panic as well, propaganda, and spooking people, which, you know, is a type of weapon which, if you know how to use properly, can be more effective than the conventional or kinetic standard weapons which every nation has at its disposal.